So starting you off, could you ever imagine in your wildest dreams, like the success that you're having right now in the big leagues and the way you're playing baseball right now, the second go around?
No. I mean, I worked very hard to develop into the player I am now. But in terms of results and stuff like that, I kind of just let things happen as they happen.
What about, you set a franchise record in April for home runs. How well were you seeing that ball in April as far as locked and loaded at the plate?
I've seen the ball really well. It helped that my body was fresh as well. And now I'm still seeing the ball as well. Just I'm still adjusting to the major league grind.
Yeah. Now let's talk about that Reds game. You guys won 11-7. You had 2 home runs. You went opposite field. Take us through that game. First, your first home run. That's when you really kind of exploded on the scene. What did you see on those pitches, and how locked in were you during that game? And what's it like hitting 2 home runs?
Was it?
Is that Miller Park?
Okay, the one here.
Yeah, I know you got a lot, but you got to keep. Yeah,
it was awesome. I mean, we were facing one of the Reds' top pitching prospects, Amir Garrett, and he has great stuff. So I was trying to see the ball and react and let the results take care of themselves. And I was able to get 2 breaking balls up in the zone, and I didn't miss them.
How much did playing in South Korea for 3 seasons help you? You had 124 home runs. How much did that help you as far as plate discipline and just your whole baseball skills?
It helped me out a lot, just because the Korean style of baseball is a little bit different. It's a lot similar to how it is now. Like in 2011 and 12, pitchers would challenge a lot with their heaters. But so I went to Korea, and all of a sudden, like guys threw hard as well, but they mixed a lot of forkballs and changeups and stuff like that. So I had to learn how to hone in my strike zone and kind of swing at pitches that I can hit. And it helped a lot when I came back here.
How tough is it for you to play over there? Different country, different language, different food, just adjusting and adapting after being in the big leagues. How tough was that for you mentally and physically?
It was tough, but it was doable. I mean, once you make a conscious effort and a decision to change and adjust, then it's pretty much easy after that. It's all about having that consistent daily routine. Once you do it like day after day after day, it gets easier as you go along.
But you became a rock star there. They were calling you God. I mean, you were kind of one of those guys that kind of blew up over there. What was it like being in a different country, being a big star in baseball?
I really didn't get too caught up in it. I always know that if you don't do your job, if you suck, nobody really loves you. So you gotta do your job. I mean, that's why you're there. That's why you're playing baseball, to do well. So that was always my number 1 priority, is to train and then be healthy and stretch and that kind of stuff.
What I like when I researched you is that you would spend countless hours in your apartment just looking at some of the greats swinging at the plate on videotape, just to even define and hone your game. Talk about that a little bit and what you picked up from watching some of the best in the game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like being alone in a new country, it's boring. So even here, I sit in my apartment and there's nothing really to do. So I just kind of I swing or I look at old tape, see where my hands are, where my load is, where my heel's down when I'm striding, stuff like that. I mean, there's always, ways to improve without getting too tired, there's ways, if I'm just doing like a million dry swings 100%, then yeah, I'll get worn out for the games, but you can do small things here and there, just to tinker your form a little bit, and you're just always getting better.
The one hitter that you saw on video that you watched over here in the States that you really picked up a lot from would be? And
there was a lot. I would say Josh Hamilton. I've gotten comparisons to his swing. So I would love, if you watch his highlights from 2010 to 15, it was a beautiful swing. It was like poetry, So I watched stuff about him, and of course the older hitters like Hank Aaron and Ted Williams, Stan Musial, Rod Carew. I mean the list goes on, but it's kind of cool seeing the similarities in their swings and their approaches to hitters nowadays, and the differences. It's interesting.
Yeah. Where did your big passion for wrestling come from? I mean, because I'm not a big wrestling guy, but you have a big passion. I know a lot of people that do, because I thought it was all pretty much scripted. But that's kind of something you really you enjoy watching and being a part of.
Yeah, I would say 6th grade, right in the heart of the Attitude Era. I mean, I feel like everybody in junior high at that time was big into it, like Stone Cold, The Rock, DX. I mean, it was just Triple H, the Hardy Boys. I mean, the list goes on. They were just they were the studs back then. So everybody was into it, and And I know everybody talks about the fake thing. It's not fake. I mean, if you go like, if you talk to wrestlers, you go backstage, like, I mean, those guys put themselves on the line. I mean, it's crazy, like the torture they put themselves through for the fans, and I love it. I mean, it's just an awesome thing to be, the energy. Like, I especially love the fans, especially last Saturday going to NXT in Chicago.
How was that?
It was fun. It was fun. Like the energy of the crowd, like it's all awesome. Like one of my things, I always want to go to like a WrestleMania, but timing never lined up, or I was doing something else. So that's definitely on my bucket list.
Yeah, you light up when you talk about wrestling. What's one of the wrestling guys that you like now that you keep up with on tape? You're like, that's my guy. I wouldn't mind hanging out with him.
I would say Cena, just because I really respected him because of two things. Obviously, he was a veteran, and that he leads the list of like the child, the Make-A-Wish thing. He always makes like the most appearances with kids, and like I always respected that. I was like, that's really cool, to be like a superstar like him, be able to give back to the kids, especially the kids that look up to him like that. I mean, because he's a stud. He's a huge too. He's a huge guy. Like, it'll be nice to be that big one day. So we'll see. I still have to throw. I have to throw and be able to move a little bit, but. Yeah.
I'm not into wrestling, but I used to watch Real World and some of those shows. And it wasn't Miz. Miz was on the one of the show. Was it Miz a wrestler? He's kind of a big guy.
What show?
Miz, he's a wrestler.
Yeah, but
he was on Real World.
Was he?
Yeah. He used to talk about being a wrestler all the time on this show. And now.
Oh, the Miz!
The Miz. Yeah, okay.
I was like, who are you talking about? Oh, yeah.
The Miz.
Yeah. I remember that face, he always does all that.
Yeah. What about him?
I don't know. I don't like him.
You know, why not? What's wrong with the Miz?
The Miz. Oh, man, no.
Hey, I heard, maybe you might have thought about, during baseball career or something maybe I'll give this wrestling thing a look, see if things don't work out. Did that ever cross your mind?
It was always a joke, especially with my agent. Like, we always said, okay, if I ever retire, I'm done. Then he'll be my manager. But I mean, those guys, like the process to become a wrestler is so rigorous. Like, the minor leagues. I mean, same as here. It's like guys are struggling, living check to check. Trying to be discovered. And around the minor league circuit, there's like leagues, throughout the country. We have very loyal fans as well. But I mean, I gotta work on my mobility a little bit more. Gotta work on my finisher. I don't know. It's a tough gig, especially like being, who knows when I'm done playing. But
right.
Yeah, I'm not like 18. I can't just like, adapt like that. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, you got a lot of swag, a lot of personality, and you're also humble in your own way. Where does that all come from in your persona? I
would say just failing. I mean, when you fail, you kind of see life through a different perspective. It's kind of like, A, I need to change something, and B, life is short, and life is fickle like that. You can succeed as much as you want, you can work as hard as you can, but you're still going to fail eventually. So you just got to be humble. I mean, don't get too caught up in fanfare and success and interviews and stuff like that. You just got to, like, for me especially, it's like baseball is such a difficult sport to succeed in and day out. So you just have to accept, okay, I'm going to fail, I'm going to get blown away, I'm going to get embarrassed sometimes, and just like, it's part of the game. So you just got to take it one day at a time and keep doing your thing.
Yeah, but you're kind of blowing up, though. I mean, you're becoming a household name. You're just like a guy just bursting on the scene. You think you'll be able to keep that even kill along the way just by the way you were raised and how you were coming through?
That's the goal. I mean, who knows what could happen by the end of the season, but yeah, like my goal is to have that same approach every day, to be able to stay, to be mindful and stay even keel.
One thing I noticed about you when the Brewers announced you and you came into your press conference was that rocking beard.
Yeah.
I mean, what goes into that? I mean, I know the beards are cool. I mean, what goes into your beard? Is it a good luck thing, or is it something you just like rocking?
No, I don't know. I guess I'm just used to it now. Before I had the beard, I had a big afro, and I had a flat top, and I had a little goatee and all this stuff. And I started to grow the beard out, so I'm gonna shave my head now, because like the bald, and I mean it's all the ratio, So for me, I trimmed it up a little bit in spring training, just because this is a show, so you gotta look neat. Because it was like down to like my nipples in the off season, and so now I'm just letting it eat. Yeah, it was long. It was like out of the shower, just like pulling and like braided. It was just. Actually, yeah, that's like my party trick. If I go to a party, there's women like, hey, come here, let me braid your hair, and I'll braid their hair. Like, how do you know how to braid hair? It's like, oh, because I used to braid my beard. I guess guys can't braid hair. So if they have kids, they can, but
Right.
yeah, so, and yeah, I didn't know that it straightens your beard out, straightens your hair if you braid it. So I learned that little trick. But yeah, I'm just growing it out again. I mean, might as well. It's baseball season, so it's going to get hot and sweaty, and so I'm getting dirt and blood in it. Like, yeah, let's go. Spit, just be a macho man, you know?
What made you decide to come and play baseball in Milwaukee and be with the Brewers? I mean, they had to show interest in you. How'd that courtship work out? Did they come over there to career, or did they see you on videotape? How did that all work out, and then you ended up coming in?
I heard that they studied a lot of tape on me, but when I heard about Milwaukee, I thought about playing in lacrosse, and I remember the fans and the fan base over there, and how nice everybody was, and how much they loved baseball. So I felt like it was a fit. I mean, it was a great team, a young ball club. There's not many salty players, if any, on this team. So that was a big deal for me. Like a young team, excited, ready for change. And I mean, look how we're playing right now. I mean, that's how the team is. We're all excited to play. We're all excited to move forward.
I remember you early. You said, we're going to exceed expectations. I mean, I know it's early in the season. You're in first place. But you were the one guy that stuck his chest out and said, we're going to exceed expectations. I know we're building, but we're going to exceed that.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happens when you have guys with pretty much like nothing to lose. I mean, there's no pressure on us. Like, I know the fans want to win and want a championship. We want to spray champagne everywhere. That's great. Every team does. But for us, there is no pressure. It's like, if we finish, I mean, like last 2 years, the team didn't finish as well as everybody had hoped. So now, like, we came in this year, fans are like, oh, well, let's see what happens. Like, who knows? We got a first baseman, nobody knows. Like, I mean, it's like stuff like that. So for us, all right, well, let's go have fun. Let's go play baseball. And that's what we're doing. And, we're seeing the dividends from that.
Hey, you know what I thought was disrespectful was when you were in Chicago, when you were tearing the ball out of the frame and getting in doubles and stuff, when John Lackey, the pitching coach, came out and said that, like maybe insinuated that you might be cheating, and a lot of Major League Baseball players and a lot of people didn't like that. What went through your mind when those guys said stuff like that about you? And because they don't know where you've been through and how long it took you and the hard work to get to where you are when you got somebody calling you out like that.
I feel like the ultimate revenge is just to like ignore stuff like that, because people want to I don't want to swear, they just want to complain and stuff like that and whine, but whatever. I mean, I take that as a big compliment. I mean, because obviously, like, they don't know the long nights and the anger and the rage that went into having to change and all the work and everything. So it is what it is. If they want to say that kind of stuff, then they can say it. I mean, it's America. It's 2017. They can say what they want. But whatever. It's my job to focus on doing my job every day and go out there and play.
I like what you said. I got a lot of blood and I got a lot of urine. I mean, this random drug testing when you're knocking the ball in the park, does that bother you? That you got to keep it? It's just part of the game, right?
I probably have thousands of blood tests, thousands of urine tests throughout my entire career. In college as well. It's just like how my body's built. I'm a naturally bigger guy. I work hard, but actually you should have saw me when I used to really lift, like when I was younger and like full energy and curls for the girls, all that stuff. It was just, yeah, but I used to walk like this too, it was terrible. But yeah, I mean, I've done so many drug tests, I'm used to it, so whatever.
How do you get a body like that, bro? I mean, you got the guns, you got the forearms, you got the shoulders. I mean, you spend a lot of time. I mean, because in Korea, you didn't have a clubhouse or a weight room. Like, how'd you get all that?
Yeah, in Korea, I had to. I did a lot of body weight exercises. I bought a huge bag of like resistance bands, and I would train with the bands almost every day. A lot of mobility stuff. But I had to change my routine. I couldn't do as much chest. Because I would get tight when I would throw, lats as well, lats and back. I couldn't do as much, I was tight. But yeah, you just had to adapt, you had to adjust. As you get older, it's crazy too. Like when you're 21, you could lift all day, you crazy, but like as you turn 30, it's like you can't do as much, you have to lift smarter. So I just learned how to lift smarter.
Just a couple more for you. How has your life changed with all this newfound success? I mean, here's a guy that busted his butt to get to where he's at. Now you're a household name. How has it kind of changed you, just all the hard work that really paid off? Because there's a lot of guys that do what you do and never make it here.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it hasn't changed at all. I'm not getting caught up, like I said, like the fanfare and stuff, it's great. Like, it's nice for the fans to accept me and accept this ball club, but I'm not getting too caught up in it because that's when things go wrong, So I'm sticking with the same routine. I'm doing the same stuff. I made little adjustments here and there, but it's still May. We have a long season left. There's a saying in baseball. What have you done for me lately? So it doesn't matter what you did last year, the last game, and last week. It's like, all right, let's go now. Like we have to win today. It's a business. So I'm not getting too caught up in it. Just trying to enjoy the ride, and play hard.
Hobbies outside of baseball. I hear about this monster truck that you got customized and.
Oh, it's getting bigger. Actually, it's a F250 2017 F250 Platinum with the 6-inch lift, 37 tires, but it's too small. I don't know. To me, it's like too small. Like so, this off season, I'm gonna get a 12-inch lift with 40s.
What's a lift, bro?
Like when you raise the truck up.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna get a Kelderman airlift suspension, so I can adjust it a little bit. So I can drive it around town and be able to park in my parking garage. I love my truck. I have a Dodge Challenger as well. I love a lot of horsepower. It's my toys.
Last one for you. Being Eric Thames now, people noticing you coming up. How are you handling that? And what's the weirdest thing that you ever come across with somebody like, Eric, is that you?
Actually, nothing strange has happened yet.
Yeah,
but
it's coming.
We'll see. We'll see. It's just a matter of it's weird being recognized. Like even when I was in Toronto, I was doing well over there. Like a few fans knew me. I remember a fan came up to me and was like, you look like Eric Thames. And I was like, oh, do I? Yeah, I had like the sideburns in too. I was like, oh, thanks. But here I feel like it's a lot more. It feels like Korea. Like it feels a lot more common. Like people are like, hey, like I know who you are, and it's like, oh. Like, what's up? Like, I don't know, it's just like weird, because usually, I'm in a restaurant reading or something like that, and it's like, hey, what's up? I don't know. They're like, oh, can you sign or take a picture? Yeah, okay. I'm just not used to, being recognized, so it's kind of cool.